Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to talk a little bit about Helldivers. I haven't done a lot of Helldiver games or anything like that, but what I've done a couple of streams, and Helldivers is getting more and more interesting. So I kind of like thought maybe it would be nice to do a video because they've just dropped a few hours ago. They dropped like a minor patch, so we're gonna talk a little bit about it, right? So the last big patch to Helldivers was, the introduction of exosuits, the mechs, plus, the whole new, environmental hazards and stuff like that, like the meteor showers, the fire tornadoes, and stuff like that. So that was a big patch. It was really good. Helldivers is becoming by far one of the most interesting PvEs so far, like this year. And yeah, it's been a real fun to play. It's like it has such a chaotic, fun vibe to it. It's really awesome to play with your friends. So here we have, the patch 1.000.103. It's a small patch, and let's first of all let's take a look at what updates they have, right? So they have a couple of fixes to the XO45 Patriot exosuit, to the mech, and then a couple of balancing improvements to the planetary hazards and the patrol spawns. So that is also good, because I did notice, like, lately there have been way too many spawns spawning randomly. Even though if you have the localization booster, which kind of like reduces, which is supposed to increase the interval time between spawns, between you running into enemies, like patrols and stuff like that, because we're not entirely sure what spawns are they talking about. Is it patrols? Is it like, objective spawns, things that spawn on objective as you activate it? So how it works, because it sometimes it feels like the localization booster does not work, right? The one you get in the new premium warband, right? So it seems like they're going to address a few of these things. So meteor showers have been reduced spawn rate. That's good to know, because meteor showers is like, it's like the planet hazardous version of a barrage, right? Of a random barrage coming out of nowhere. So reduces meteor damage slightly. Yes, yeah, that's good. Volcanic activity has been. I didn't feel volcanic activity, maybe because I haven't played too much on planets with volcanic activity. Was it just Hellmire, the only thing? Lighting on Fenrir 3, oh yeah, this is good because there was lighting issues. It did get quite a bit dark. But yeah, let's look at this. Fixes reduce incidents of patrol spawning on player. Exosuits no longer. Oh, yeah, this is a big one, right? This is a big one. I'm gonna test. I'm gonna check. I'll spawn on a trivial difficulty so that I don't run into spawns, right? So we got the exosuit right here. Let's see if this works. So before this patch, if it still is a bug or not, whenever as you're rotating, if you shoot a missile, you blow up. So we're gonna see if that's fixed. So as you're turning, oh my goodness, you're not blowing up anymore. Before, as you would turn, you would just blow up. So it's nice that they fixed this, right? So what else have they got? Exosuits retain its melee functionality even when damaged. So that means if you lose an arm, you can still melee. And then a couple of, shots from arc based weapons. Yeah, a couple of, like, stats based ones, bug fixes. Alright. So the main thing is, like, the exosuits don't gonna destroy itself, and the nerfs to the planetary hazards. So those are the main changes, right? In addition to this, like, I would like to talk about a few things that I would like to see in this game, right? Mainly, first of all, I know they're working on a couple of more exosuits, right? There are a couple more coming up. There's an APC, kind of like a transport convoy vehicle coming in as well, plus an exosuit with 2 autocannon turrets. So they have a few different exosuits coming up. What I would like them to is to introduce an ability for the exosuits to jump. It would be nice if the exosuit had a bit more mobility, like to strafe, like side dash and things like that, so you can get out of the way, because this can I don't want it to be too mobile, not to the level of like it being a Gundam wing or something, right? I'm not talking about that. A little bit of mobility, maybe like a speed boost to dash front, something like that. Maybe at least a jump. It would be nice if the exosuit could jump a little bit. I'm not sure if they want to like add it as a mod to coming existing exosuits. I'm not sure. Maybe it's going to come as a different exosuit. I'm not sure, but it would be nice to have a bit more mobility in the exosuit. And the exosuit is very effective so far. This is my experience, right? It could be different for different people. The exosuit has been very effective against the bugs, but not the robots. Mainly because the robots, you're just a sitting big target for the robots. They have way too many range weapons. They have those rocket launcher machines, the tanks, the Hulkbuster. They all have range capabilities. They can take you out from a distance, no problem, right? They can see you from a mile away. They can see you as a Helldiver from a mile away. So this spotting this exosuit from a mile away is not going to take them a lot of. It's not going to be too difficult for them, right? And exosuits, like every time I get hit by a rocket, the minute I get into one, I start shooting, I get hit by a rocket from some random uh, direction, and I'm taken out immediately, right? I have zero mobility. I have zero, like, it's easy against the bugs because the bugs are not, they don't have too many range attacks, and they kind of like try to come up close. So it's lacking a little bit behind when it comes to fighting the automatons, right? So to which I would suggest is, like, maybe they would make exosuits with different abilities. Maybe an exosuit with a shield generator, like, one weapon and one shield generator would be fine. An exosuit with the shield generator would be nice against the automatons. But what I would like is, like, maybe, right, somewhere down the line, I think initially they might have different exosuits with different capabilities, right? Some can jump, some has a shield generator, some has like better firepower, some has light heavy machinery weapons, things like that. They might have different exosuits. But what I would like is, somewhere in the future, maybe you have one exosuit right? You can have an exosuit stratagem, and you can equip loadouts to an exosuit, right? You know what I mean by loadouts? Like in this, so now this standard exosuit, what do we have? We have a rocket pod, and then we have a Gatling gun, right? So these two can be two different loadouts, right? So let's say I have two arms. I want to equip two different things for each arm. I could choose a rocket pod. I could choose a Gatling gun. I could choose an autocannon. I could choose a shield generator. I would like some exosuit loadouts. Maybe. I'm not saying it's an issue now. I'm just saying that the exosuits just like a little bit of mobility to get around the automatons, a little bit of defensive capabilities against the automatons. That's the only issue I'm seeing against exosuits. At least a jump. A jump would be nice. Even against bugs, I would like to get out of a ditch, right? If I'm stuck in a ditch like this, right, and I have bugs here and I can't move, I would like to jump and get out of here, right, before they just kind of melee me to pieces, right? So it would be nice if exosuits can get some of these capabilities. Either all exosuits should be able to jump, or maybe different exosuits can do different things, or maybe even introduce loadouts per exosuits when you add them as a stratagem, right? These are just simple few things that could be some nice quality of life improvements, right? Right. I'm going to return to the ship because that's all I want to talk about. Exosuits. Everything. So far, everything else. That's the first thing I would like to see, right? More emphasis put into exosuits, but I'm pretty sure we'll get that. The other thing is, and I feel like this is a lost cause, and I hope they have a plan for this somewhere down the line, which is the lack of stats for helmet and capes. So far, armor is the only thing that has armor passives and different stat ratings, right? So light armor has more speed and stamina regen compared to that of medium armor, which is more balanced, and then heavy armor has more armor rating, but lacks in speed and stamina regen. I feel like the armor rating in heavy armors is not worth it. Right? It's not a big difference. You don't feel that difference sometimes. I really don't see the difference between like medium armor and the heavy armor sometimes, right? I just feel like, I just feel for some reason like it feels like the armor rating for some. Now that I look at it, the armor rating is the same between the two. It's just that the speed is heavily reduced, and you just get a different armor passive. So I think armor rating needs to be buffed up a little bit more in heavy armor, right? To make up for the speed, you are supposed to feel like a proper tank, because the armor passives do not exactly work, like they don't exactly mean a lot sometimes, right? And yeah, so basically all the body armor has the passives, right? And the helmet and capes at this point are just pure cosmetics, right? They're just pure cosmetics. So what I would like is, like, let me just move this for a bit. Yeah. Right. So what I mean is, like, so it's just cosmetics, right? Between different helmets, the stats don't change, and you get no passives. Between different capes, the stats don't change, and you don't get different passives. I think this is a lost cause, right? You could, I mean, especially in this situation, right? like if you go to acquisitions and you go to the superstore, right, we have all the more reason to spend super credits to buy these body armors if they had, I don't know, better passives and things like that, maybe someday. But if but there's no incentive to buy the helmets and the capes other than for cosmetic looks, right? Once I find a good cape, I'll stick with it for a while, and then unless I really need to buy, unless I find a really good looking cape better than the one I have, and same goes with the helmet. So I think that this they could just give these helmets and capes a passive, and that would really bring out certain builds, certain like some fun builds, some crazy Helldiver builds, and that could add more to the game and give people more incentive to invest in helmets and capes as well, and not just in armor. I know you want to have the matching armor pair, but that only goes so far, right? I know it's just my opinion, right? So I feel like these are the two main things I would like to see in Helldivers, like more customizations, more stats and passives added to helmets and capes, and more customizations added towards exosuits. Either new exosuits with more variety of capabilities, or maybe a shield generator for an exosuit if you can equipment, or exosuit loadouts. One of those, right? So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But by no means is this like a negative review or anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying what I would like to see in the game to see it reach higher standards. I love this game. I really, I want it to such. I wish all for its success. I've been enjoying playing it with my friends so far, and I will continue to play it. Right, it's been a bang so far. I think the events are awesome. I think the mission, the major orders coming in are quite awesome. I like what the game master is doing. It's quite fun, and yeah, like I'm looking forward to seeing more Helldiver content and seeing what's more out there. I know a lot. Some people have been saying, a new enemy archetype, like a new enemy type, like other than the automatons and termites, would also be nice. But we are. I don't think we really need another enemy archetype, right? That can come much later, right? I think that automatons and termites, in my opinion, are so far more than enough, right? We get a lot more content within those two. I think to me, for now, it's enough, right? We don't need to focus on any other new enemy types, right? A new species or anything. No new galactic war needed. Just focus on these two, making improving a little bit of quality of life stuff, and things like that. Yeah, sure, we get the random crushes. I'm sure they're working on it, which is fine. But yeah, it would be nice if you can get these kind of things. Basically, stats and passives for helmets and capes, and maybe exosuit loadouts or some better exosuits. Just an exosuit with a jump capability. Just jump, or just add jumping to the existing exosuit. Right, that's all I'm saying. So there we go. That's all we have it for today. I hope you guys are enjoying Helldivers and the current patch so far. Do like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you guys enjoy the content and if you'd like to see more. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next live stream or video then. Till next time then, bye bye.